Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to the Essential Life series. I'm Kara Blattman-Rock, founder of doTERRA in Israel, and recently moved to my whole life and family back to New Mexico. So growing a beautiful new community here in New Mexico and Colorado, but of course still supporting all those beautiful sisters out in Israel. So welcome to this call today. I'm really excited for this call. I feel like it's going to be unique and super beneficial to everybody that's on. The call will be recorded so you can send it out to everybody that can't be with us live. We would like to affect as many people as we can. So I want to introduce you to Delia. I want to bring up her bio because I didn't put it all in the intro because it would have been too much information written. But Delia is, so our personal story is that we met when her son and my daughter Sophia were in a Jewish school, a Hebrew school or Jewish school here in New Mexico. Back when my daughter was 5, I think your son was about 6, maybe just a little bit older, 6. So we've known each other now. My daughter is 14. So we've known each other for 9 years, 9 beautiful years. And when you hear Delia speak and get to experience her today, you will know why I fell in love with her immediately. She has an infectious personality. And it's funny, we were just kind of courting each other at the school, like, there she is, oh, there's Kara, I want to talk to you, let's get together. We were just always like, how can we spend more time with each other? So we've been friends and colleagues in our work with women and influencing and inspiring for the last 9 years. And I'm just excited to have her on so we can experience her creation, mindset on purpose, and how it came to manifestation and what she's doing with that work. And then we're gonna collaborate together and share our experience, her guiding us through a visualization with breath, and I'll include the oils with that. Delia also has a lot of experience with the tools of essential oils. That's one way that we've connected. So she enjoys and benefits from the beautiful doTERRA oils. And then she's going to share with us her other tools. And really her philosophy, which is mine as well, is using what you already have, like using the skill set and the intuition and the wisdom that you already have, but spending time with that so that you can enhance it and bring out more of that. So we're going to go into our first, well, actually, your bio, because I think it's so interesting, is, I don't have it up, I'm not totally prepared. Can you unmute yourself and just tell us a little bit about your bio, basically kind of your bio in a nutshell, because I think it's really interesting.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So my name is Delia, and I grew up in Grenada and always knew that after high school I would migrate to the US. So at 19, I left Grenada for New York City. And after getting there, quickly realized that I wanted my life to be lived from that place of always feeling good. Until getting to New York, I think I just kind of, life was good and I never thought about it. But when I got to New York, a lot of things became very uncomfortable. Just, for example, just the weather in itself, like coming from the Caribbean and getting to New York in the middle of winter. So that's how I first came to I say that's how I first fell in love with the desire to feel better always. And that took on, many different things. I attended Hunter College and I got a master's degree in the science of education which led me into this whole passion for human potential, not outside of ourselves, but human potential within ourselves, like the things that we can cultivate within ourselves that would make life feel better. So that's what I've been doing.
Amazing. So my first question for you, so I have a couple questions for you and then we'll get into the visualization, is, I mean, you kind of spoke about it, but if you want to add any more to it, is what called you specifically to your current creation, mindset on purpose, and your work?
I was teaching in New York City. And after about the second day, I quickly realized that regardless of what the curriculum was that I needed to teach, that my students needed something more profound than history and social studies and math. And so that thought took me into the place of how could I create something that would just make them feel whole. When they come into the classroom in the morning, how can they feel complete and satisfied and whole before we went into any of the work that needed to be done? So that's how that got started.
Amazing. And then what is the idea behind your title, Mindset on Purpose?
Mindset on Purpose. So Mindset on Purpose, it's developed over the years. Where it stands now, until you asked me that question, I was like, oh, it's this, it's that, it's a bunch of different things. But I think after you asked me the question, I really sat and thought about it. And I realized it's a curated mindset formula. So made up of like 3 main things. The formula is relationship, resonance, and resilience. Combined with a specific purpose for the breath to unlock everything you want for yourself, your family, and the world at large. And when I say want, I mean everything that you want to feel. So it's not anything outside of yourself. It's mostly how you want to feel as you move through life.
Okay, can you repeat the three R's again?
It's relationship, resonance, and resilience.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
amazing. And I love the idea of, like, because so many times in a lot of empowerment or personal development work, it's really kind of making goals outside of yourself. Like,
Right.
What's your goal for your career? What's your goal for your family? What's your goal for your finances? And so I like that you're specifically focusing on what are your goals for your internal self, your emotions internally, and the bigger picture of that, if I can be so bold to put them together, is that when you're really focusing on this internal environment and internal emotions, then those outer goals come together.
They fall into place.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes in a way that maybe you didn't expect, but it's even better.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Amazing. Okay. So Efrat's here. I'm so hoping she'd get on. So Efrat and Delia got to meet each other in New Mexico when Efrat was visiting in New Mexico, and they're like sisters from how do you say it? Sisters
from another
cut
mother.
from or sisters cut from a different cloth. Like they're like
right.
the same pattern, but cut from different cloths.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't believe I made it.
Yay. Okay, so one more question, and then we're going to go into the visualization activities, is what is the main mission? Because you did the formula of Mindset on Purpose, but what's the main mission, and who? I know you have a specific group that you work with, but it also extends into everybody. But can you just talk about that? The mission and your kind of specific community that you're focusing on.
Okay. So part of the mission is to teach. So I'll tell you about the community first. I work with children, which is like the greatest feel-good thing ever, working with children. And I also work with adults. The mission really is to teach every individual how to foster a positive relationship with every emotion so that you can resonate to the outcomes that you prefer for yourself. And I say prefer, meaning not what you're observing, not what you know, not what people tell you needs to be, but really what you prefer for yourself. And so it's building a positive relationship with every emotion, so that you can resonate to what you prefer to grow a sustainable resilience for a life, an optimal life that feels like you, not anybody else. It's you, you, and you.
Yeah, amazing. You do you, and I'll do me.
Right. Yes. You first, and then everything else falls into place.
Yes. So one more comment on that, and then we're going to go, is I love that you first. I think we are going into an error for women specifically, where you first is not considered selfish. Because I think I'm almost 50, and I know you just turned 50. Woo! And but my mother's generation, and your mom as well, you know, they're in their 70s and 80s, if not more, and it was considered selfish. And I think I grew up with that concept, like you have to take care of the kids in the house and your work, and you don't even consider taking care of yourself or talk about taking care of yourself because it's considered selfish. And so I think this generation, our generations, had to deal with that. Like, I thought for a long time, when I put myself first for yoga or workshops or any even buying myself a nice piece of jewelry or clothing, what first would go through my head is, oh gosh, I'm selfish. I'm a bit selfish because I have to do these things for myself. And finally I was able to get rid of that, you know, not too long ago, or maybe it's still there a little bit. But may we pass this on to the next generation, our daughters and sons that need it, that this work that you're doing and that we're all here to listen and be part of and are doing ourselves is not selfish. Take care of yourself first, and then you have enough to offer to the people in your life. So let's get started with the visualizations. We're gonna I did have a question in regards to what can we translate the 3 R's someone is asking into Hebrew? Is that the question? Edith, can you, yeah, I know Delia, I won't ask you to do that. Edith or Linda or someone on the call, the relationship, resonance, Efrat, anybody unmute yourself, relationship, resonance, and resilience. What would those be in Hebrew?
Again, which one?
Relationship, resonance, which is like kind of like vibration.
Yeah. What you vibrate outside. Yeah. Right?
And then
resilience. Relationship, it's קשרים. Connections. Oh, you got it. And what's the
resonance, which is vibration? What's a word in Hebrew for that?
Oh,
relationship is מערכות יחסים.
או איזה תדר את משדרת, או על איזה תדר היית רוצה להיות.
Okay, and then the last one, the third one is resilience.
how to
Residence
say
is not
I
like
need the sentence for
mishkan.
this one.
Resilient?
Residence is not a
Resilient?
mishkan.
No, it's not
If what?
residence, it's resonance.
A resonance. Sorry.
Resident. כן. יחסים,
Resonance.
תדר,
Resilience is like,
עמידות,
welcome to a
the way
Zoom
you
call
can,
with
כן, זה
Israeli.
עמידות אולי, כן. יעל
So,
asked that, right? יעל?
oh yeah, El Holland probably knows the
חוזקה,
transition.
כן, חוזקה, או המקום שלך, how you stand on your own place, או כאילו,
Yeah.
how to be, that's what you mean? That's what you wanted to say? Yeah, so
Resilient.
it's חוזקה, זה עמידות, זה איך כאילו להיות מה שאת רוצה לשדר, מה שאת רוצה להיות, כן.
Okay, יופי. Okay, קדימה. Thank you, Efrat.
בכיף.
Okay, mute everybody. I think everybody's muted now except for me and Delia. So we're going to go into the first visualization, and Delia and I spoke about this yesterday. And really what we want to, our purpose for these visualizations and for this call is, I wanted to introduce you to Delia, this inspiring, beautiful woman and my friend. And how she inspires me just in her being and in her professional life and what she is offering and sharing. And it really is about you going away today with being inspired, using these visualizations to really work on that inner self and that inner knowing. And what Delia said is developing the relationship with your emotions and then resonating what you prefer and really kind of how you're responding, right? And then being resilient, like this is the time, and being resilient, like not a survivor, but being a resilient, like being a resilient of like standing strong and confident and graceful and moving through life with ease and joy and glory, as Efrat would say, and also Delia says it. With ease and joy is Delia's expression, and Efrat's with ease and joy and glory. And is every day going to be Pollyanna? No, but it helps you to really say, like what Delia says, we should all adopt this philosophy of like, make choices and live life from this place of desiring to always feel good. And when you don't feel good, connect with it and be okay with that and take it in and feel it and then let it start to resonate out with how you'd prefer to feel, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So our mission is for just you guys to walk away today and just be inspired and expand from within to be the best person you are meant to be. And by using that gift and that wisdom, gifts and wisdoms that are already in you. So the first visualization is it's going to be about surrendering. And then therefore going into this place of ease to be able to receive. And the oil that we're going to use is Serenity. So my job today is going to be to tell you about Serenity, and Delia is going to take us through the visualization and using it. So Serenity is a blend created by doTERRA. It's beautiful lavender, cedarwood, hoewood, ylang-ylang, marjoram, my personal favorite, Roman chamomile, vetiver, vanilla, and sandalwood. I mean, listen to those amazing, amazing plants. They're so beautiful. Serenity has a very powerful effect because of this blend to affect the mind and the heart. And that's what we're here for, is like quieting the mind, opening the heart, and feeling these emotions from within. So many times individuals in the world, and all of us on this call can probably relate to this, is we over-identify ourselves with our responsibilities and our fears and our emotional states, whether they're, you know, proper or right or wrong, or we're reacting. And so often then that it really affects your ability to surrender and accept ease and relax and let this natural flow move throughout you, because you're just in this stress state of like, oh my gosh, I'm responsible for so much, and the world is just full of fear right now and anxiety and shut down and shut up. And so this is a perfect time for this visualization and using Serenity to relax, open up. Somebody needs to mute themselves. I'm going to mute everybody. Delia, you're going to have to unmute yourself. So Serenity encourages you to first reconnect with yourself. So beautiful. Like Delia is talking about her purpose about reconnect and helping people reconnect with themselves. We said, let's use Serenity. And I'm reading it right now, and it's a perfect combination. So Serenity encourages you to first connect with yourself, discover the peace that lies within you. Not like, how do I create peace? What do I need to use out here or out here or out here to find peace? Just quieting down and discovering the peace that's already there, that's already within you, that you were born with, this innate existence. And when you are able to connect to that, then you can connect to relationships. Delia. So Serenity brings a sense of tranquility and allows space for you to be quiet, personally reflect, and connect to your emotions and develop that relationship that Delia is talking about with your emotions. So we're gonna take I'm gonna have you lead us through this part, Delia. We're gonna use our oil, so have your oil. And Delia's gonna take us through the visualization.
Okay, so you can put a drop in the middle of your hand, rub it together, and just inhale. And feel into yourself. If you were Serenity, that was your job on this earth, to be Serenity, what would that feel like? Where in your body will you feel it? Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your head? Is it in your chest? In your abdomen? Is it in your legs? You can repeat to yourself, I am Serenity, and wait to align with that statement. Wait for the feeling in you. You take a deep breath and you say to yourself, I am Serenity. And wait to feel where that energy is bubbling up in you. Okay, so since Serenity is connected to ease and receiving, imagine yourself at the banks of a river. It's a very safe place. It's a place you've been before. It's a place you know. You feel very safe on the banks of the river. And you're sitting there, and you know why you're there. because you are serenity. So you know why you're there. The river also knows why you're there. Get to that place within yourself where it's so serene and you're so at ease and you're so open to receiving that the river will just take you in. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to step your feet in. You don't have to do any of those things. You're just going to sit on the banks of the river and allow the river to take you into its flow. And as you enter the river, again, very safe. You've been there before. You know that river. It's going to take you in. You're going to be floating on your back. All the while, you are serenity. You are serenity. And the river will just take you into its flow. And tap into what that feels like, right? You have to be in a place of ultimate ease and relaxation, because your job is not to do anything but to just be. You're floating along. Feel into that. And again, you're so at ease that the river will just gently put you back onto the banks. Somewhere down the road, the river will just gently guide you back to the banks, and you will sit up, take another deep breath of the oil